It is a pair of ancestral sholam or traditional Bhutanese boots. As humans, we knowingly or unknowingly leave traces of our existence even with our simplest acts. These acts are often reflective of our distinctive ways of life, beliefs, and culture. Our attires in specific are significant markers of not only the geographic conditions which they are made of, but also the beliefs, values, and cultural patterns of a community. Apart from their basic functionality, parts of attires form a very important part of any community's tangible heritage. One such aspect of attire in the Bhutanese tradition are the sholam, originally made from silk cloth, later leather. Sholam are boots worn by men during festive seasons. These pairs of boots were often decorated with embroidery and were also markers of the social status of the wearer.
Bhutan is known for its rich cultural heritage and the vibrant nature of its traditions. A very integral part of Bhutanese artistic heritage is taken up by its various handicrafts. One such is the palang or ara palang, a traditional container made to hold locally brewed alcohol in Bhutan. The palang is usually made out of bamboo, wood, or horn. The usage of the palang within Bhutanese culture extends beyond its usage in religious rituals and traditions. The palang and its usage act as a symbol of social solidarity, camaraderie, and generosity.
In the 200-year colonial rule of British over India, the revolt of 1857 proved to be the very first struggle for freedom. This struggle was orchestrated by individual acts of uprising against the British authority. The Shahid Bhale Sultan Smarak stands to mark the location of one such revolt. The Smarak marks the armed conflict between soldiers who were conferred the title of Bhale Sultans and the British General Franks, leading to the defeat of the Bhale Sultani soldiers. The artifact chosen by the group is a small statue of the Shakyamuni Gautama Buddha. The Buddha's life and teaching are the foundation upon which Buddhism as a way of life spread within and beyond the Indian subcontinent. In the form of ideology of Buddhism, the Shakyamuni preached the Four Noble Truths and the practice of the Eightfold Path. The icon of Buddha for the purposes of worship first emerged during the Kushana rule around the late 1st and early 2nd century BCE, before which the Buddha was worshipped via symbols presenting him. Later, this depiction of the Buddha in his human form was found via the Gandhara, Mathura, and Amravati styles of art. A very well-known aspect of Bhutanese culture is the vibrant celebrations that are part of their religious and spiritual practices. A very important part of these celebrations is the usage of intricately made facial masks. These masks represent a different deity, character, or spirit. Usage of these masks for the purpose of the charm dance is said to invoke the blessings and powers associated with the deity. The mask presented by the team is that of the Lord of Death, who guides departed souls towards their destined realms. The mask is usually adorned with an ornate headdress bearing symbols of cosmic significance. The Lord of Immortality mask accurately presents the amalgamation of religious and spiritual thought with the rich artistic tradition of Bhutan. The artifact chosen by the team is a Lakshmi Narayan idol. Within the Brahmanical pantheon, Vishnu, also known as Narayan, holds a significant place as the sustainer among the trinity Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh. Over the years, the two divinities have come to symbolize a singular, inseparable entity. This idea has further been fortified by the fact that incarnations of Lord Vishnu on earth, especially like those of Rama avatar where Lakshmi is Sita and in the Krishna avatar where she is Rukmini. Together, Lakshmi and Narayan represent a balance between the material and the spiritual. The religion and philosophy of Hinduism and Buddhism over their years of coexistence in the Indian subcontinent has led to both these ideologies influencing one another. This influence can be seen in case of certain common attributes of deities, in representation of art and iconography. One such element that finds place in both Buddhist and Hindu art is the depiction of the Vajra. The Vajra consists of a central shaft that has symmetrical prongs on both sides. This weapon was in Hinduism wielded by Indra, the king of gods, while in Buddhist tradition finds a very prominent place in Vajrayana school of Buddhism. Their chosen object is an ancestral sword previously owned by Sangye Tenzin, a remarkable figure in the history of Bhutan. Swords and cultures across the world hold a significant place. They present a very important phase in the evolution of weaponry. Swords evolved as weapons from the initial handled stone tools to metal blades that were used for multiple purposes. Swords or patangs found origin in the Bronze Age and continued to evolve through the Iron Age. Even after swords were replaced by firearms, they continued to be markers of social status, honor, bravery, and courage. They continue to be a vital part of culture and traditional celebrations to remind the local people of their rich heritage. The next artifact is based on the stone chariot, which is a part of the Hampi group of monuments. The stone chariot is a 16th century temple dedicated to Garuda, the Vahan of Lord Vishnu. It is built inside the Vijaya Vithala temple, dedicated to the Lord Vithala form of Vishnu. The stone chariot is inspired by the sun chariot at Konark in Odisha, which King Krishnadev Raya saw when he was at war with the ruler of Odisha. The temple in its architecture is a marvel and finds mention among the three famous stone chariots in India, including the one in Konark and the other in Mahabalipuram.
Within the Hindu pantheon, Ganesha has been given the status of the deity worshipped before any other. He is worshipped as the harbinger of new and auspicious beginnings, and for being the remover of obstacles. Idols of Ganesha find a place in almost every household and depict a great variety not only in form but also in material. This particular idol of Ganesh is made of Ashtadhatu, literally meaning 8 metals: gold, silver, zinc, copper, tin, mercury, and iron. Ashtadhatu has been a part of the traditional metallurgy in India due to the positive attributes attached to usage of specific metals in making of idols.
The team's chosen artifact is a chuseng, a traditional water storage pot. Tangible heritage of a community, as mentioned before, is vital to the story of any community. Such heritage makes an excellent source to study the past. Study of heritage via ancestral artifacts is useful in understanding the evolution in the day-to-day life. Chuseng literally translates to a traditional water storage pot. These pots served a vital role in water storage in the absence of present-day water storage tanks. During such a time, chuseng, like the one portrayed, were owned only by those belonging to wealthy families. The artifact is a representation of the Marapachi Bomai. Marapachi Bomai literally means wooden dolls. They are figurines made specifically of red sandalwood or silk cottonwood. These figurines play an integral role during the 9-day celebrations of Dasera, known as Gulu or Kolu in the southern states of India. The Golus or Kolus are also refer to a pyramidal setup of decorations that resemble and correspond to the tiers of the Dravidian Gopurams and their alignment to cardinal directions. These dolls are said to represent the man and woman of the household. Some notable examples of Golu dolls are Tanjore dolls from Tamil Nadu, Kondapalli dolls from Andhra Pradesh, Chenapatna dolls from Karnataka. As a tradition, Marapachi Bomai find their way from mother to daughter to begin the latter's initiation in the Bomai Kolu arrangement. Their chosen artifact is the famed veiled Rebecca housed in the Salar Jung Museum in Hyderabad. Acquired by Salar Jung I in 1876 during his visit to Rome, the veiled Rebecca is considered to be one of the finest works by sculptor G.B. Benzoni. It is an excellent example of the neoclassical style of art. The neoclassical style of art emerged in the 1760s and reached its zenith of development in the 1780s and 90s. In its subject matter, the aesthetic of the neoclassical art was reflective of the Greek and Roman art in antiquity, evoking harmony, clarity, restraint, universality, and idealism.